We're phoning a friend.
We're phoning
We're
a friend.
phoning a
It's
friend.
a mystery
It's
guest.
a lifeline. What was that show?
A million.
Yeah, something like.
Cash Cab.
Cash
I loved Cash Cab, by the way.
I loved Cash Cab too. That was a great show.
Are You Smarter Than Fifth Grade got taken off because we're all a bunch of dummies. Sorry.
Oh.
Is this
Lord.
person going to answer?
I hope so.
Are we muted still?
No, we are not muted.
Oh.
I left.
Should I broadcast the phone number?
Oh.
Hello.
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 Stan.
Hello.
You are on Phone a Friend.
We're playing Phone a Friend on BowDivas.
You're not live, but it's
What's
still
going
fun.
on?
Well, nothing. We decided to just be random and call people and see if they would.
Talk about their equipment and their archery life.
That's right.
Be
Yeah, be careful what you
careful
say
what you
around him. We're trying to keep this
Sweet. I
somewhat
thought
G-rated, PG.
I always do it. I swear, I always do.
So we better introduce. This is Stan Harmon. Gosh, he's been shooting forever. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Stan.
Yeah, hold on. Where do you
well-
live first? Let's do that like we did.
Okay. Yeah, give us a little short bio. Okay, you live up in
All right.
like Minnesota
I
or
live in
something.
Rockport, Missouri. Yeah, grew up in the northwest tip of Missouri in Rockport. I'm about 10 miles from Iowa and 10 miles from Nebraska. And I pretty much lived here all my life. I moved away a couple times, but always came back. Done 5'11", 185.
Okay, hold on. This isn't like Match.com or Farmers Only or whatever. So.
Archers only.
Barb, maybe you should have broadcast his number.
Do you want us to put it on our Facebook page?
Ooh, let's make him a
Along with-
profile.
For a good time, call.
Oh no! On the diva wall.
The Diva wall. Oh my
It's
goodness.
almost as bad as the bathroom wall.
No, actually, Stan, like you're our one male fan, I think. So maybe we have two. I don't know.
We might have
So
two.
We have to call our male friends. Woohoo!
Yeah.
And plus, your daughter,
Ugh.
we had her a cute little hat picture on our Facebook page. It was so adorable, and I actually had your sister send me one the other day. So
Yeah, and
she called me. She was all excited.
she was
Oh, well,
good.
yeah, it's gonna be part of our giveaway, our swag bag. I
Yeah.
think.
That's right.
Yeah.
And your little cutie is the one that kind of got the ball rolling on that one.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, her
She's
picture
adorable.
went crazy with likes,
Mhm.
views.
Yep, she's going to be the famous one of the family.
She's cute.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she should. She's your co-pilot, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Right.
Until I turn senior, then she'll be my pilot.
Good plan. Way to raise them right.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about your
Yeah.
equipment? What are you shooting?
Archery equipment stand. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I
Archery
always do
equipment.
archery equipment.
All right. I currently run a 2012 Hoyt Vantage Elite with Excel sight, Sherlock scope. What else? I build my own strings.
You build
gold
your own
tip
strings?
arrows.
The old-fashioned way
absolutely.
too, right?
Yeah, I do it the old-fashioned way. I don't have a stretcher or a mechanical stretcher anyway. I just got the old type screw-down stretcher.
All right. What else? Keep going.
I don't know. That's about it, I
Okay.
think, isn't it?
Did you say your release?
Arrows, sights. Oh, release. I shoot a true ball fulcrum,
Okay.
and absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say your rest?
No, we distracted him.
The rest is an old spot hog / Hoyt rest. Hoyt sold them for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just something that works, and I've stuck with.
Is it a drop
Never had a
away
problem
or?
with. No, it's a blade.
Oh, it's a blade. Okay.
Yep. I use the KISS method to keep it simple, stupid,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and so anything that will fail, I don't want on there.
Exactly. Well, tell us about your shooting. You've kind of been making some waves here lately at the ASAs and even the local stuff. So talk about that a little bit.
Well,
Brag on yourself. Come on.
I'm not good at that.
It is hard.
But I don't know. This year, especially with all the advancements in the known class, I really made it a goal that I wanted to give it my all this year. So I've spent a lot of hours and a lot of arrows just working on that and working on execution and making good shots, and it been reflecting on the local tournaments that I've shot. I've shot these tournaments, these same courses for 15 years, and I'm posting scores that have never been posted on them before. So,
Now, how many of them have you broken the high score record at?
In the past 2 weeks, 2 of them.
Okay. One was at Navajo, right?
Yep, Navajo, and then Southwest Bow Hunters in Braddyville, Iowa.
Okay. Are there any other courses that you have in your sights that you want to shatter the record?
No, not really. Yeah, St. Joe folded up, so I can't go down there and try that one anymore. Camp Geiger, I've only shot that one once, and I think Eric Camp holds the current record on it. But
now, probably, I was going to say he probably holds the record for the most beers drank there too.
That's possible.
Yeah. So what were you going to say, Barb? I interrupted.
So when you're going, these are 3D shoots on these ones. These are judging yardage, correct?
No, so far this year they've all been known yardage.
Oh, have they been? Okay.
Navajo's first shoot of the year is known yardage, and then the Southwest Iowa Bow Hunters just introduced a known yardage class for here on out, and to see how that rolls for them.
Cool.
That's interesting. I didn't know they were offering some known yardage classes. Do you think the local clubs are getting more shooters by doing that?
I was getting ready to ask that.
We have it at Tri-County.
Oh, you do?
Uh-huh.
Well, and there's an ongoing conversation on Facebook that I know Stan chimed in on, and I did as well, about whether or not clubs should have known yardage classes.
Right.
What kind of attendance are they seeing, or is it just too soon that the word's not out enough yet?
Yeah. I think it's too soon. Navajo's is I think their first shoot has always been really good for them. I don't know about like record attendance or anything, but I know it's always really good for them for a first shoot for a small club. I think the known yardage thing is just the way things are going now. Everybody hunts. 3D started out for hunting and for the average bow hunter to come out and practice the hunting scenarios, and everybody, not everybody, but most people now use rangefinders hunting. So it's just, why wouldn't they practice what they want to do in the field?
Right, that makes a lot of sense.
I think a lot of it is the old timers. It's kind of probably just like traditional archery when compound stuff first started coming out. That nobody wanted to see compounds, and that's developed until now where we have known versus unknown.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good opportunity for people to come out and have a little more fun at what they're doing. New people don't have to worry about losing so many arrows, and stuff like that.
Poison ivy.
And just focus on the fundamentals of archery.
Right.
I'm sure you could probably talk about this. And this is kind of coming from the Facebook conversation that's going on the Missouri 3D Shoots page on Facebook, as far as 3D having different aspects of the game. You have the yardage judging game, you have the known game. To me, it's all the same game, but then there's just different aspects or niches within that sport, and there are different, think, mental approaches to it, and practice approaches, technical approaches. What do you think about that as far as the differences, or am I just overanalyzing it, or you're the king of overanalyzation, so
Well, yeah, I mean, there's different. It's it's the same game, but there's definitely two different approaches to it. And I guess I don't know really how to answer that question, but
well, that's okay. I didn't really know how to ask it.
So, is your question? Do you think they should or shouldn't have known yardage classes? Or
I think I think it's a must. I think it'll draw in more shooters. I think if it doesn't draw in more shooters, the shooters are there. You know, maybe your average bow hunters might have a little more fun at it when they're shooting a little better because they know the yardage and you know the people that are just coming into it. I mean, it takes a lot of work to work at being good at judging yardage, and most people don't do that. And when you're going out there, you know, let's say you're a first timer and you walk out with, you know, you start with a dozen arrows and you walk out with 3. That's a pretty good hit.
Right.
But
Very true.
And it's even like kids, like my daughter. I mean, she don't want to learn how to spend the time to learn how to judge yardage. She just likes shooting her bow. So, you know, she walks up there. I tell her how far it is when we're shooting her backyard, and she makes the shot.
And probably has a ball doing that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sure.
'Cause, I mean,
she's succeeding.
It's just
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody likes to succeed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I just think it's. I mean, it's obviously if you look at the ASA numbers. I mean, known yardage is the way it's going, and like around here, we don't have any kind of field setup anymore. You know, 30 years ago, there was all kinds of field courses, and that's kind of dwindled down, and so we don't have that option just to go out and, you know, really focus on shooting our bow. It's 3D is about all we got. So
right.
I mean, I'd really like to see the locals.
You know, the interesting thing though that you brought up the ASAs. What I kind of found interesting, Stan, is the known yardage classes have drawn in significant numbers, but I don't know that there's really been a decrease in the unknown classes either.
Well, that's what I was looking at that today.
There really isn't.
I haven't compared it to normal years, but from what I've seen, like I think Open Pro's actually up a few people. I know Senior Pro's up.
Yes.
So I mean they're in the known 50. I see some. There's I'd probably guess 10 guys that's dropped down from Open Pro down to K50, but I think those guys have been replaced. So I mean,
right.
It's not a big hit. So it's, you know, it's definitely drawing in people, and that's, you know, and that's why the reason why I stopped shooting unknown is because, you know, I practice. I'm a ground judger, so I practice and practice and practice and get really proficient at it around here. But then you go traveling to different scenarios, different you know, landscapes, and all that you learn is gone. And it's just a sickening feeling to get out on the course and, you know, miss a target or shoot a 5 because you don't know how far it is. And it just didn't make it any fun. So that's the reason why I took up shooting the known.
Well, I was going to say you were no slouch at judging yardage either. So, but you're saying
that's I mean.
You're saying the difference is just the terrain there, like just
yeah. I mean, there's tricks to it, and there's guys that's really good at ground judging. I know Jeff Hopkins, probably one of the best 3D'ers ever. He's a ground judger, but that takes a lot of years of you know, learning different terrain and what it looks like, and programming that in the back of your head so you can recall it.
Well, and I would think a lot of the successful unknown competitors at the ASAs, the pros, have their own ranges at home that they can practice and learn the different sizes of targets and what they look like at different.
Sorry, Bailey accepted my friend.
You know, what they look like at different distances, and not everybody can afford to have their own ranges, or they don't have the time to put into learning what those targets
or
look
the
like.
space even to store all
Right.
those targets, or I
Yeah,
think,
and that's unfortunately what it came down to is a target game. If you don't own the targets, you're at a big disadvantage. I mean, it's not impossible to go there and win by being the ground judger, but if you got the targets, you're 4 or 5
ahead.
steps ahead of everybody else.
right,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right.
With the growing
And,
popularity of known yardage, I don't know. I've always kind of wondered this, but do you think that there's an element out there that has looked or continues to look down on known yardage shooters as inferior because they choose not to judge yardage? Or do you think that's a non-issue?
There's without saying any names, there's a few people that I think you make those kind of comments, but as a whole, no, I don't think that's true. I don't think anybody looks down on them or looks down on me or anybody else that shoots known for being inferior because we can't judge or don't want to judge
or choose not to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be hard. That would be hard to say. Jesse Broadwater's inferior. Okay, come on, he's shooting
exactly.
the K50, or
Right.
Stan Harmon, or George
Yeah.
Riles, or Tim Gillingham,
Right,
or
Mike
Nishan
Braden.
Thompson.
Exactly,
Yeah,
all
so
those guys.
that
Sam
would be.
Althus.
Yeah, you see a lot of pretty successful archers shooting that K50 class. I think that would be.
Well, do you think with them coming into it more,
Maybe
it's
that's
adding a little more
brought
quote unquote legitimacy to that class?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think what ASA did this year and the companies that put in the money and help back it, I think it's one of the greatest things that's happened in a while to like ASA and the sport. So.
Well, they've had record attendance at every shoot so far this year.
Yeah, they had like 2002, 2003 shooters in Georgia this past weekend, which I think is the highest they've ever had at any of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and every shoot's been growing. I mean, it's awesome.
They need to make bigger practice ranges or something because the line to that is incredible.
I actually thought I'd heard, and maybe I'm talking out of turn. I don't know this correctly. I'm not sure that McKinsey can even produce enough targets to add additional ranges at this point. I don't think they have the manufacturing capacity.
Oh, wow. I hadn't heard that.
Mike Terrell said that at something. I overheard something that they were struggling to get enough targets now. So
that's
what I've always heard, that they pretty much come right off the assembly line or however they're manufactured straight to us.
Right. I think that maybe they'll change that for next year now that they're seeing the kind of numbers that they're seeing. But
somebody's gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
We should start making targets.
Yes.
We'll make Diva targets.
Oh, Lord.
You're creative, Annalesha. You
Yeah,
have to
there you
figure
go.
this out.
Oh, we'll do the bow
I
friend.
can just see it now.
The bow friend.
The
target.
bow
Diva
friend.
Javelina.
the Diva Javelina. Yeah. Gosh.
Why don't we? And it would be like purple with pink spots.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
There you go.
Yeah.
perfect.
A little bling in the eye.
And painted nails. Lipstick.
There you go.
You know that would be all the little girls' favorite one to shoot, and
Yes,
they'd
it
all
would.
giggle.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
They would love it. Well,
Okay.
a lot of us locally who know that you're really big into the technical stuff, the technical side of archery. What about the mental side of it? What can you tell us about
Absolutely.
that? Do you run a mental program? How do you handle stress when you're shooting, the pressure of a tournament situation?
The mental side of it, I am fairly new to the indoor game. I just started shooting indoors 5-6 years ago. And so about the second year into that, I realized what I was doing wasn't quite working, so we better figure out something else.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ever since then, I've read every book, or watched every DVD that I could that involved, the mental side of it. And I do visualization. I do have a program that I try to run on every shot. Most of the time I get lazy and don't do that, and then I find myself slipping, so that I fall back on my pre-shot routine and kind of gets my head back into the game and make sure things start going back back the way they're supposed to.
Do you do this?
Yeah, I go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, for example, like for 3D, I do every day. I do some blind bells. I do in 30 to 60 blind bells, and what I'm doing with the blind bell is I'm just aiming at a blank target in my house, and I visualize whatever shoot we're going to go to the best I can, especially if I haven't been there. But I visualize visualize my target in a certain scenario. I'll pick, okay, here's the wolf at 42 yards, and then I make the shot on it and go to the next target until I run through all the targets. And that's kind of what I do on the visualization side of it.
That's pretty cool.
I think it really helps because it gives you an edge. You've already shot the course. You've already done it. You shot a perfect score, so just go do it again.
So in your mind, do you even change up things like, are there shadows on the target? Is it in the bright sunlight? Is it in the dark? Are there other arrows?
Absolutely. I mean, every time I do it, I mix it up a little bit and just play it just like you would think of it when you're thinking back on one of the tournaments you shot. That's what I just replay that at.
That's great. I'm way too lazy to do all that, I think.
I couldn't even remember all the targets.
You could if it was a Diva Javelina.
You're right. If it was a Diva Javelina, I would know.
I love that name.
Sorry.
I'm going to draw that up.
The Diva Javelina.
We should send it in. Say, here's one. Mosquito on your face.
So are you one of these people that can remember every target you've ever shot for the last 20 years and what you scored on it?
Not quite that much, but I can remember, like right now I could probably tell you every target I shot there in Augusta, what I scored on it.
That's crazy.
I do have one question for you.
About
back to the equipment. What power lens and clarifier are you using?
I use a number 4 0.5 diopter lens. That's a number 2 3/32 clarifier, and I have my sight rail extended all the way out. I have a 9-inch rail.
Okay.
So it's extended all the way out. So it gives it just a little more power than a 4 power is probably 4.5 maybe.
But because it's further out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The farther you extend it, the more power you get out of it.
I did not know that.
Talk about the difference between a number 1 clarifier and a number 2. What are the differences?
Well, the higher you go up in numbers, 1, 2, 3, or the different colors give you more magnification to what you're seeing. So typically, like a 4 power is you're going to run a number 1 clarifier. Step up to a 6 power, you're going to run a number 2, and 8 power would be a number 3. It all depends on your eyes, but that's a standard kind of basis.
Okay,
good to know.
And what about the colors, like yellow, green? Is that just personal preference?
Just color coded them, I guess, for quick reference. Number 1 is always yellow. Number 2 is green, and number 3 is always red.
Do you have a strategy?
It's just a little.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say
it's just a little paint mark they put on them.
Okay. No, if you get a little rain in or any kind of moisture in your clarifier.
What do you do if that happens?
Well, I run a shrink tube over my clarifier. It's kind of like Tommy Gomez's Peepin' Tom. It's a tubed peep. So that eliminates the water about 80%. And if it starts, if it's really raining, I'll cover it up. I got a little peep cover. It snaps on your string.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then for the absolutely fail-safe, I always carry Q-tips just in case.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it doesn't sound like you really have too much problem with it then. You just watch it real close.
No, there's only been, out of all the years I've been shooting a clarifier, probably a handful of times I actually had a real problem with it. And once it was pouring down rain, you couldn't even hardly see the target at 40 yards. I actually took it out.
Does that change your?
Yeah, most of the time.
Does it change anything significantly when you take one out? Like, if you're in the middle of a tournament and you have to do that on the fly?
That's something you have to know your equipment and the quality of lens. If quality of front lens you have makes a big difference. A lot of the lenses, the optical center isn't in the center.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you take your lens out and you rotate it 90 degrees and stick it back in, you might shoot 3 or 4 inches left at 40 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So a quality lens will ensure that, and you should be able to take them both out and hit in the same spot. It's just the sight picture looks a little different. So to me, it kind of shocks me.
It
Just
would be
because you
shocking.
see something so different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
gotcha. Sorry, and I got off track on the lens thing, but I always like to know what kind of. I'm about halfway blind, so. And I don't shoot a clarifier at all, so everything I look at's fuzzy. And then Julie was commenting a little earlier that she's thinking about putting in a clarifier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So I stare at the target and not the pin, so I need to see as much as I can.
So you like that target to be really clear.
Yeah. I mean, I played around with 6 powers and shot 6 powers in the past, and I would shoot a 6 power if it was always really light out. But like on the ASA's early morning in the dark timber, with a 6 power, it blows it up too much. You can't tell the butt from the nose on the target. So obviously that's not any good.
Okay, now.
Sorry, Stan.
Yeah,
We're getting attacked by.
We're getting attacked by bugs here. Hold on a minute.
It's a mosquito. I keep seeing them land all over Barb.
I
It was on
think
her
she's-
face a minute ago, and I wanted to smack her, but I was afraid she'd
I
cry.
think she just wants to smack me.
It was on her hand. I about got her. Oh, goodness. The door shut, though.
Well,
now.
Annalesha always has a question.
Yeah, do you have anything in your quiver that nobody knows about? Or, well, I mean, gosh, I always put my foot in my mouth. Is there anything in your quiver that... Stop, Julie, you're making it hard for my cheeks. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Okay, I always ask about something. Okay, stop it.
Stan laughing's cracking me up. He's just like,
Okay.
okay, take 2.
You're giggling though, and I can't not look at you.
Okay.
Okay. So in your quiver, is there anything special, unique to you that nobody would know about you? Is there anything in your quiver special?
Like
Well, yeah.
a charm
Because
or...
she's gonna laugh. I just have to ask it blunt.
Is there anything in your quiver? No, I carry a blank or an empty quiver. I don't have anything in it. All right, sorry.
Well, there's I save body parts from people that don't call the arrow the way I want it to. So.
Oh my gosh. What is
So,
that
I
that
got
would
some
fit in your
fingers,
quiver?
toes.
Tips of fingers.
Yeah,
There you
where the
go.
fingernails out. That's why
Yeah.
he carries pliers. He yanks your fingernail out. You don't call it
Their
the way you
soul.
Their soul.
Yeah.
want it. So do you
But,
have like any good luck
no-
charms or unique, anything unique or unusual?
No, the only good luck charm I got is my daughter
Oh.
Aw.
paints a little picture on my bow. And
that's cool.
so on my riser, she's got a little picture of her and me and our dog Sadie
Aw.
painted on there, and I love you. So I guess that's kind of unique to me. She's always done that on every bow I've ever had. But as far as like my shooter's chair, I got everything you could possibly think of needing in the field if something happened. I could build a set of strings. I could change cams. I got bow press. I got serving. I got it all.
Oh, but not in your chair though. You don't carry.
Yeah,
you
in my
carry a
chair.
bow press in your
You
chair.
can use a ratchet strap.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
Yeah, we have.
It's a little compact bow press. Yeah.
I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. but I
Another
shouldn't
archery
be.
MacGyver.
He is the archery MacGyver.
That wouldn't surprise me with Stan.
Oh my gosh.
So what
Well,
are
that's
your
cool.
what are your goals and plans this year in ASA?
Well, I guess
if you want to share them,
not
some
really-
people aren't comfortable sharing their
not,
goals.
not really my. I mean, I don't like to think of it as a goal, but a plan or a wish list is. I definitely expect kind of. I shouldn't expect, but I want to or expect to win at least one of them, and it'd be really nice to get up there toward the top, if not make shooter of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's what I set out at the beginning of the year to do, and it's close. It's just not quite there yet.
Right, but you're knocking around the door. I mean, you've definitely blown it up a few days out there in the tournaments.
Yeah, it's about every tournament. I've been about 2 shots away. If I could just have this, there's 2 shots or there's 2 kickouts, I'd be right there. But
Right.
that's part of the game.
Well, you happen to pick a class that's got some
stacked.
really top echelon shooters. So
Right.
you didn't
Well,
pick an event to go into that was going to be a cakewalk, Stan. I'm just telling you.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, and well, that's the reason, and that's the reason why I'm so happy they all came in. I mean, I continually push myself, and I want to shoot against the best, and that's why it just tickles me to have people like Jesse there and
Right.
and Dave and all those
Right.
guys, and not taking anything away from the legends of K50 like Stan
Right.
and Michael Brace and everybody, Nashawn, anybody that's ever won it. Those guys are always going to be the ones to beat.
Mhm. It forces you to up your game, your
Mhm.
own game. I think it's motivating.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what. When I got back into 3D archery, I don't know, 10 years ago, here locally, Nashawn was the person to beat. So that's who I set my sights on. And back then, on the local tournaments, 5 up was winning it. 4 or 5 up every time. And every year we just keep pushing each other, and and Frazier and all these guys, and eventually we've worked ourselves up to shooting the same courses. We're up to 40 up now to win it.
Mhm.
It's definitely motivating, and to have somebody to push you and to shoot with the best, it really does help.
Mhm. I agree with that. What about course management? You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, they're in like the year I won Metropolis in 2013, I think. The scores weren't quite as high; it didn't take quite as much to win it. So, like back then, I knew that at about 38 yards would be the max I would aim at one hard. Then 38 to 42, I'd aim connector. Anything other than that, I'd aim center. Because I knew that if I could hit everything 38 and under, get a couple lucky past that, he was going to be right there. But this year, with the talent that's in there and everybody pushing for the money, obviously it's a lot harder. So had to change the game plan now, and you pretty much got to aim at everything. The only thing I don't aim at is if it's a fresh target and I don't have any reference point,
Mhm.
and it's at 48 yards, I'm going to go ahead and take a center 10 on it.
Mhm.
But if I got something to aim at, I'm going to aim at it.
So it doesn't matter what yardage. If you can see clearly a spot or another arrow or something else,
You're going for it.
you're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You just about have to with the competition.
Right.
And the
Yeah,
the
you
level,
can't-
the way they've upped the game.
Yeah, everybody, or most of the guys there are they're aiming at it. I mean, a lot of it depends on you got to know what you're capable of. I know that at 44 yards, 70% of the time I can hit the 12, so I'm totally confident on aiming at them at that distance. But if you're only capable of doing that at 70% of the time at 35 yards, then you're going to play the game that I used to play, and shoot, shoot what you're capable of. And it's always been kind of my motto that it's easier not to shoot an 8 than it is to shoot a 12. So.
Well, I'm still learning that. I still managed to shoot an 8 or 2 or 3, and
yeah, that's the main thing, is not to put those 8s up there.
Yeah,
shoot at the ones.
Yeah, you really can't. In your class, you really can't afford the 8s.
No, not at all.
Okay, so you threw out 70% and 77%. So you take copious notes with your practice and your performance, and you keep stats on all of that.
I have 17 targets here in my yard, and which right now only 10 of them are being used at the ASAs.
Mm-hmm.
So I shoot those 10 all at once, 4 times to make 40 targets. I do that every day, weather permitting, and record where I'm hitting, record my score, and just I'm constantly working on that. And it shows me things like maybe my strings are stretched, 1 twist or something, and I wouldn't normally notice that, but when you start shooting and start looking at your score, you're noticing, hey, I'm popping 1/4 inch low every once in a while. So, it tells me I need to figure out what's going on and maybe put a half yard in my side or whatnot. But yeah, I think notes and knowing what your equipment and what you're capable of doing is really important.
So you're doing that daily, correct?
Yes, daily.
Yeah.
See, like I set a goal for like in between every ASA this year that I do aiming drills. So I do at least 15 aiming drills a day. I do at least 30 blind bill a day, and I shoot at least 1 full round of 3D a day. And if something slips that I get behind, I'll double up the next day or whatever.
I feel like a complete underachiever from the last 2 podcasts we've just done. Man. Wow. I shoot like twice a week.
Yeah.
And just what I have to.
I haven't shot hardly at all lately either. I've been working too much.
Let alone find out what each arrow's doing now. It's too much.
I crave it. I mean, I start getting, I don't know, nervous or anxious if there's some reason that I can't get home and shoot.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. Like if I work construction, do remodels, roofs, houses, and if something's putting me late, and I'm looking at my clock, I need to get home. I got to be shooting.
Right. Well, and I'm assuming the anxiety or the reason you might have anxiety is because you've got a big tournament coming up and competition stiff, and you got to be on your A game.
Yeah, and I don't really have tournament anxiety anymore from like the 3D stuff, but it's just I'm OCD, so I know I've got goals, and that's what, if I'm not making those goals, that's what, and I keep pushing myself to, and that's what gives me the anxiety is, oh no, if I don't get home and shoot these 40 arrows today or these 40 targets, I got to do 80 targets tomorrow, and then what if it's raining tomorrow, and then I'll have to do 120 next day.
How are your targets, if you're shooting them that much, how are they holding up under all this abuse from you?
I have to rebuild it. I rebuild them about twice a year.
Okay.
Yeah, I buy just a foam repair kit from Lancaster. It's like a club kit. It costs about $100. Costs about $100. You can do about 10 targets.
So that works out perfect.
Yeah, it's a 10 you're using.
Right.
Yep.
All right, Stan. So say a new shooter walks up to you, and they're wanting to pick your brain about archery. What is like the one
most important
piece of advice that you would give to a new archer? He can't.
He's going through
the... You can hear the Rolodex in his head.
That's what I was saying. He's going through his Rolodex.
Yeah.
Which portion would I give him?
I would just pull out this, 10 gigabyte file and hand it to him.
Yeah.
But, you need to know all of this and keep a journal.
By tomorrow morning. And there will be a quiz.
Then when you get done with that, come see me for the rest. No, I would first ask him what his goals are, or his or her goals are, and and then base my answer off of that. You know, if they just want to better their bow hunting skills, I would have a different answer than if they want to be the top archer in the world. You know, I guess the main thing would be to find somebody that they can trust to help them. You know, look up to and not somebody that's proven themselves in archery that really knows what they're talking about, because there's so many people that don't, and there's so many wrong paths you can take that set you back years and years and years.
And even if those folks are well-meaning and they have good intentions, you still have to be careful about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anybody that's ever taught me anything, good or bad, didn't do it with bad intentions. I mean, they just didn't know any better, as but a lot of it is a learning curve that I think you need to make some of those mistakes to really know and appreciate the whole aspect of it. I think if everybody taught you everything you needed to know and you didn't have to make any mistakes, then there'd be a time come that something happened and you would be lost, frustrated, and probably give up.
All right. Well, do you have anything that you want to share that we haven't covered? We kind of dropped this bomb on you unannounced.
This might be our new format. We're just going to randomly start dialing people.
Yeah.
I do have one other quick.
There you go.
I have one other quick question, Stan. Yeah. Have you ever had any professional coaching or, gone to any professional? I don't think we covered that, did we?
Yeah. No, I haven't. It's just all been just nitpicking the pros' brains and reading and sorting through the good and bad and trial and error for me.
Gotcha.
Well, I really admire your stick-to-itiveness, your perseverance and determination to do it the way you've done it for so long, and it's really cool to see it paying off for you.
Well, I thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we're ready to see you in the shoot down, so.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll be there. There's no question about it.
Very cool. We'll be the ones over on the sidelines.
What was it?
Acting like idiots.
Huh? What was it?
The Diva Javelinas?
Yeah.
The Diva Javelinas. Little piggies.
And that's exactly what I'm going to be thinking of when I'm shooting that Javelina.
I think I will too. I don't think I'll ever look at it the same ever again.
Oh, there's a Diva Javelina.
Well, Stan, thanks for taking the time with us and being a good sport.
Well,
I'm going to tell you something.
Thanks for having me.
Pib's officially in the background here, calling you a traitor.
Rolling his eyes, and I think he sent you a text. But we appreciate it.
All right.
Take care, Stan. Thanks a lot.
Stan.
Good
Thanks
luck.
so much.
See ya.
Yep. Right. Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye. All right.
I kind of like this format of just calling people.
I do. It's kind of neat.
I think we picked two people that were very similar.
Yeah.
In their almost every answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
and their approach to archery and how they practice and prepare and yes.
Right. Yeah, their regiment every day.
Right. And look at the results they're getting.
Right. So that's good.
So our lazy butts better get busy.
I know.
Yeah, I was just sitting here thinking, oh my God, we're screwed. We are so out of luck.
Can I keep notes on this piece of paper here? I don't know. Log it on the back of this napkin.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we have it forever in the airwaves, so if we need to reference it, we can pull it back up.
That's right. We certainly can.
I'm just still stuck on the javelina. I so want to get a javelina and decorate. I even want to go get like big long eyelashes.
Oh wow, yeah, yes.
Yeah,
well,
some pink,
some small
nail polish.
How about just some small heels?
Some earrings.
As big.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Little pink.
Piggy heels.
Piggy heel. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I think you just created Miss Piggy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We need to get a javelina target.
Yeah.
Make it a diva target.
All right. Well, Annalesha.
I think
I need to go pee.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's way past my pee break time.
Okay, well, you can check us out on Facebook at www.facebook.com/BowDivas podcast. We are also on Instagram and Twitter. And we have a website, www.bowdivas.com. And we want to send out many thanks to the Outdoor Podcast channel.
I don't know what happened tonight.
Oh, I think it's good fun.
I think it is too. Yeah. So, but we do have a couple great people that were very gracious to get on here and talk a little bit about archery, who have a very strong track record of performance, and so take all that information you got from them.
Yeah, they totally got 2 minutes notice that we.
Yeah, and they did great.
Right.
Yeah,
and they blew it out of the water. I mean,
they were awesome. Yeah. Very cool. All right.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to us, and take care and have a great day.
All right.
See you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay, so do we want to pester anyone else, or should we call it?
I think we should
call it good. It's starting to get late.
I
kind of feel like I'm back in junior high, prank calling people or whatever.
What was it? The party line? Party line.
Let's do that. Let's just do prank calls. Not explain why we're really calling. Let's just do prank calls.
Is your refrigerator running?
You better go catch it.
Hello.
Because he'll think we're calling with some technical issue. And then we should hang up.
He'll be like,
don't
you?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Do it. You got his number right. Who's gonna say is your refrigerator?
If I can call, I might end up calling Stan back if you.
Well, let's ask him
will.
if his refrigerator's running. We didn't even ask.
He'll expect it from you, Julie. Well, we're calling from his own Skype account.
Yeah.
Yeah, with technical
Yeah, but he'll think it's technical issues.
Oh, okay.
Because we always have technical issues. He's going to know who it is.
Your refrigerator.
She can't.
I can't breathe.
I think he's taking his pain medicine and went to bed.
He's not going to answer.
Oh, we
Dang
had
it,
such
Jack.
a good plan.